If you're considering getting this fabric glue, here are the top 3 things you need to consider before you make your purchase. The first is whether the adhesive creates a strong and long-lasting bond. Second is if it works effectively on materials like leather and polyester. Third is whether it dries quickly, is easy to use, and has a manageable smell. Alright, so the first thing we're going to cover is if this adhesive, this glue, creates a strong and long-lasting bond on the fabric that you use it on. Then we're going to check it on different materials. We have leather, we have polyester, and we have jeans that we're going to try it on. And then after that, we're going to also show you whether it dries quickly and is easy to use and is manageable in terms of the smell of it. So all of that is going to happen kind of all at once, because as I use it and you see it, you're going to see all of it all at once. So here we go. We're going to start this with polyester. I have this dress from my wife that is 100% polyester. We checked it. 100% polyester. Okay. All right. With that said, I have purposely made holes in this dress. So I have a hole here that I've made, and we're going to use this glue to see if I can close it back up. Okay, all right, here goes. The instructions on this thing is just use it sparingly. Don't overdo it. Like, don't apply a bunch all at once, because it might not be exactly what you're hoping for. So for this, I'm gonna pinch it together. Like, basically my goal here is to get these two to just stitch together like this, as if I'm sewing it. So I'm going to apply it on one side here. What I'm loving about this thing is how thin this applicator is. It's really thin, so it gives you more measured control over what you're doing. I love that. It also comes with this clamp that basically lets you hold things together, and then it has this other applicator as well. So I'm gonna put it down here on this desk, and then I'm just going to start closing the gap with this applicator. It is working fast, and I'm gonna use this to clamp it together, and then I'm gonna leave it here for maybe, I'll say, 60 seconds. So I want to see what it does in 60 seconds. In a minute, does it actually do the job? So here we go. All right, so 60 seconds are up. I'm gonna close the glue. That's a thing I realized while waiting, is always to close this thing, because I don't want it to dry out. All right, moment of truth. What did it do in 60 seconds? Well, there you have it. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see what I'm seeing. You see what it did? Wow, like, this thing works incredibly fast. Incredibly fast. And obviously, the longer you leave it, the longer it's going, the stronger the bond will be, just like anything else. If you leave it longer, if I had this thing clamped to it much longer, then it's gonna be even stronger. But man, this thing works really well, really quickly. This is what it looks like on the front side of it. So it's not the greatest job in the world, obviously, just for demonstration purposes. But if I was really trying to fix this dress, I'll be more meticulous in my approach, in the way I actually apply it and use it. But now I'm going to give it a little strength test. Like, is it strong? Did it create a strong enough bond in such a short period of time? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay? Oh, heck yes. Absolutely. Like, wow. I'm actually really pulling this thing. Now, obviously, again, if I left this thing longer, it will stay better, okay? But man, this, like, it did a fantastic job. Like, I really have to pull as if I really want to break this thing apart for me to start to actually break it apart. But look at that. Like, look, okay, if you could look at it from this side, like, that is how strong this thing is, and it dried again very quickly. Like, look, see that? Do you see what I'm seeing? Like, do you see what I'm seeing here? Wow, this is incredible. Like, in such a short period of time, it managed to do something this good and maintain the strength. Like, look at it, and I hope you guys remember how much of a hole this was. Now look how tightly it has basically covered it. Look at that. Beautiful. Simply beautiful, man. Simply beautiful. Wow. This is incredible. Okay, so this took care of whether it creates a strong and lasting bond, and also showed just how quickly it dries. Like, this is incredible. But now I want to test it on leather and jeans and show you the same thing. What is the outcome? Does it dry quickly? Is it strong enough to hold such stronger materials? We'll find out shortly, but I also want to let you guys know that I literally have to put it to my nose for me to smell this glue. Like I literally have to put it to my nose for me to smell this glue, and that is how like light the odor of this thing is. Like it smells like glue, yes, but I don't smell it until I put it up to my nose. So if you're concerned about the smell, don't be. It's the better smelling glue that I have used. The next culprit that we're dealing with here is jeans. I have my wife's jeans. This is the knee, is all the way ripped. So I'm gonna see what will happen if I use this thing to bridge the gap like this. So the goal will be to kind of do similar to what we did with the dress. So instead of doing it like this, I'm gonna try to join them back in this fashion, like that. All right, here goes. All right, I'm applying a thin layer, just like I did before. So the goal here isn't to do too much, but I apply a thin layer, and then I am going to join it, okay? And I give it a squeeze, and then I'll get our clamp and use that to hold it together and give it even more squeeze. All right, we'll come back in 60 seconds and show the results, starting now. All right, 60 seconds have passed. Now let's see our results. And voila, ladies and gentlemen, this thing works. It works. And for a material like jeans, I honestly would definitely leave it longer. Like I would definitely leave it longer than 60 seconds. But I'm doing such short period of time. Like basically they say if I left it here clamped for like a 24-hour period, maybe even 6 hours, couple hours, even 1 hour, I would get a much better outcome. So I'm like, okay, what would happen if I only did 60 seconds? Would it hold? And yes, look at it. Like I'm not gonna, obviously for this sake of the demonstration, I'm not gonna do a crazy thing and stop really pulling it, because I know just jeans will take longer to stick, you know. So but this, like, look at it, man, and I love how clean it does its job. Like it almost looks as if I sewed this thing. Like the way it appears, it looks like I sewed it. That's how clean it does a job. And like when we did it with the polyester, I was kind of being messy, but like on the jean, I was like, okay, because my wife is still gonna wear this jean, so I wanted to do a better job. I don't want her to be mad at me. But the case in point here, it works on jeans absolutely. Only thing I recommend, don't do 60 seconds like me. Leave it there longer and you'll get a better outcome. All right, now let's try it with the leather. All right, so I have a bracelet here that I want to use to test the leather. I'm gonna cut it, and then I am going to join it like this. I'm gonna place it on top of each other, just like this. I'm gonna apply the glue here, and then I'm gonna take this and place on top of it, and we're gonna clamp it, give it 60 seconds, and see what happens. And just as always, I'm gonna apply it a thin layer, and then I'm gonna take this part and place on top of it, and then I'm going to use the clamp to hold it. All right, okay, everything seems to be in place the way I want it. Now I'm gonna leave it for 60 seconds, just like we did the other ones, and we'll come back and see the verdict. All right, 60 seconds are up, and it's the moment of truth. Did it work or did it not? Well, would you look at that? Yes, it absolutely did. Wow, look at that. That's awesome, guys. This thing is exactly as advertised. Now, again, just like the jeans, if I need to leave it on here longer. You can see it's starting to come apart a bit here, and it's not because the glue is not doing its job. It's just the stronger the material, like leather, and especially there's like tension, this thing is pulling itself apart. So stuff like leather, jeans, stronger materials, I definitely recommend leaving it longer. Like I would leave this clamp on for at least an hour or more, depending on, you know. But I think the manufacturer of this thing recommends leaving it for like 24 hours or so. Like the longer you leave it, the more likely you are to get a better outcome. But Works on leather, works on jeans, works on polyester, and I'm gonna be using this glue from now on. All right, there you have it. This thing is truly amazing. I love this thing so much, and I understand being on the fence about a product, but here's what I tell you: get off the fence, go get it, try it for yourself, and you see exactly why I love it, and I hope you end up loving it as much as I do.